Hi everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. This one is some of Dina Wakley's brand new release for August 2025. I'm going to be playing in the Ledger journal and I'm going to do a cutout page. I mean, just this stencil is crying out for it, isn't it? So this is one of the new stencils, and here I'm playing with some of the pink low tack tape as well that Dina's released. This is great for masking, and it really is low tack. It didn't lift any of the page off when I lifted it off. So here, rather than going in with paint, I am carefully cutting through the stencil. I'm cutting through 2 pages at once because one page wasn't going to be quite strong enough for what I wanted to do. So yeah, this was just like I'm taking it nice and slow, and although I've sped it up a bit, I wasn't rushing particularly. So you can see I've got the 2 pages cut out. And then I was thinking I might pop some transparency in between, just kind of looking and seeing whether that one was going to be okay or whether one with a bit less on would be better. And I think in the end I plumped up for the one that has less dense text on it. So now I'm going to use some of the paints in slightly lighter colours than normal. So that first one that I've used, I'm pretty sure is Rouge. Then I've used Papaya. And then next I'm going to go with Sunshine. And you can see I'm just kind of blending these colours in one to the other, pulling them down right the way across that cutout page. Then I'm going to use Minty, then Watery, then Lavender and Taffy. So again, creating a rainbow, but using these lovely, lovely new, slightly muted colours. They do work really, really nicely together. So I've got a piece of paper popped underneath, as you can see, to stop that transferring through onto the page behind. And yeah, just pulling those colours down the page using one of the newer round brushes from Dina as well, from one of her previous releases. Then I'm using the Dina Wakley Media Glue. It's brilliant for sticking transparency. In fact, it sticks everything. It's fabulous. And I'm popping it on both sides of my cutout pages because remember I've got 2. I'm just kind of putting it on the inside of both of those pages. And then I'm going to slot my transparency in, give it a little bit of a burnish just to help that glue be where I want it to be. Make sure none has spilled out either side so I don't glue my pages together, and then cut off the excess. So then I'm going to play with a tag. And what I was thinking I would do here is use some of the gloss in the new colours, drip some onto my tag. I'd had a play with this one that you can see, the smaller one on the left hand side. I was just sort of swatching the colours to see what they were like, and yeah, I'm just popping those on, and then I'm going to move those colours around a little bit. I'm trying to remember how I did it. I think I might have, did I print another tag? Can't remember. I'd have to watch and see, because I just want to move those colours around, but I don't particularly want it to be deliberate. I want to let it, here we go, yeah. So I've gone in with another tag and printed over the top and just let those colours kind of sit, giving it a gentle press, lifted it up, and then you just have to accept whatever happens because that is what it is. Then I have given it a good dry, and I'm going to use one of the new bears from the Bear Stamp. One of my favourite ways to use these is to go in with a scribble stick colour first. So I think this is cocoa and syrup. So I've spritzed the stamp with a bit of water just to help me get that colour on there a bit better. And then I've stamped once with the scribble sticks, dried it. Then I'm stamping again with black archival ink. Give that a dry as well. Don't forget to clean your stamp off. And then I'm going to go in with a water brush and just allow some of that colour to pull out from the outline from my first impression of the stamp of the bear. that I use the scribble sticks for. So that pigment is going to be able to be pulled out, as you can see, onto the bear. It's really cute. It's a great way to get some colour in there, but not, not too much. So then I'm using, this is the old school alpha stencil from a previous release with some black archival ink, just popping that through the stencil. Don't really need too much going on that tag really, because there's quite a lot of interest on that background. Don't need a great deal of stenciling and busyness going on there. And then I'm just going to stamp on the back of this tag as well, because I've ended up sticking the two tags together that I've created to make a double-sided kind of tip-in that I'm going to add into my journal page. So again, repeating the same technique with some scribble stick first and then going in with some archival ink over the top. You have to just kind of line it up as best you can really, and it doesn't particularly matter if it's spot on in the right place or not, because when you pull that pigment out, it will work just fine. And then I thought, just for a bit of background interest, I'd use some of the stamps on the background and just kind of stamp that a few times, coming on and off the tag. But I've also added some embossing powder in gold to the helmet, because who doesn't love that? And then I'm just going to use some of the older coaster stencils, just with a little bit of stenciling, not too much, because I don't really need too much going on these, because there's plenty of interest with the stamping. The sewing machine. Forgotten I did that. So then I'm just going to quickly sew around the edge of the tag a couple of times, because I think sometimes that's just a nice little addition. You can just kind of create the same interest by doing a couple of scribbly lines around the outside of a tag, but I do enjoy adding a bit of stitching into my work sometimes. Then I'm just adding a bit of recycled Sari ribbon through the top. I've put this on so many tags that I've added in this journal, and it does end up making your journal quite chunky, but I love a chunky journal. I can't lie. Okay, so now I need a way to fix this in place, and I think, I'm going to add a bit of stamping. Yeah, okay, so going in with a bit of text. Yeah, just adding a bit of that around the edges. You can see that kind of just creates a bit of a nice finish as well. I've also got these sheets of acetate that have got little bits of alcohol ink in on. This is a technique that I learnt from Kate Crane, the Catherine Wheel. She's lovely, and this was a technique that I kind of picked up at one of her classes. I love how you can just kind of add a bit more depth to some of your colour by doing this, and of course alcohol inks are super fun to play with. So now I'm going to find a way to fix this onto my page. I'm pretty sure that I ended up using some of the low tack tape. So when I've used it to mask, I do save it. And then of course you can use it like washi tape. So you've ended up creating your own washi tape. You can also attach it to a piece of packaging and add some paint on it, which I've done here, and some splatters and a bit of stamping. And again, you've made your own washi. I am using some extra double-sided tape on there as well, just to make sure that it's going to stay put, because it is low tack, so it's not really designed for fixing things in place like this. But by adding that double-sided tape, I'm just giving it a bit more gluing, sticking power. And I think that I've added, I've added a little quote on the tag as well. I decided to go in with some white. I was going to do hand draw the little dots, and I was like, what am I doing? I've got my dot stamp. So I grabbed that with the white ink and finished my journal page. Oh, you can see I've added some pieces of coloured acetate onto the background page as well. But a really fun page using the brand new release from Dina. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.